just want to whisper Christmas at the end of that intro, Christmas.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's been a few that have.
And then after the 25th,
we've had a whisper at the end.
After the 25th, we go Christmas season. Yeah. Whisper
Yeah.
the word season too. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been an interesting, busy day.
It's been a good day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had Linda in the kitchen made her annual Christmas present for the staff.
A Christmas feast.
She made
a feast beyond feast.
She's done this last few years and made prime rib for us, and got the food donated, and so no impact to the budget. Just in case you were curious, there's always somebody who wonders that, so you just got to say it.
Yes.
That was.
But it's
gift.
nice to do a nice thing for the staff, and even better when it's all covered.
All covered. And every year I say, let's go out for lunch, and I'll take everybody out for lunch, and then Linda doesn't have to do anything, right? You want to treat everybody right.
Right.
And
including Linda.
Yeah, and so
obviously.
she flatly refuses because she wants to do this for us. So
she loves to serve.
She loves to serve. So who am I to get in the way of her and a good piece of prime rib? Right?
Nope. That's the way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
so we did that today.
And it's a wonderful day.
And we also had one of our 2 meetings where we were planning worship for both this weekend and looking at Christmas Eve.
Yep.
And so we're getting all those pieces put together. And so we had a chock full meeting today, looking at all these things and trying to get all of our ducks in a row. I mean, everything's planned, but now we got to work on the execution of it. Musicians,
it's kind of
and this and that and all the details. So we are working on that right now too. So
which there's a lot, and feeling like it's not as far out as it used to be, but feeling like it's under control, at least my side of things. But then it's just once it gets closer and closer, it really is that execution of things. It all just has to come together.
And there's so many details that it's good that we just keep coming back to it and talking about it. And who has this, who has that, and so I think we're about as good as we can be at this point in the game with being we're 8 days out.
Wow.
Just sneaking up on you.
Yeah.
Right.
Look at that. Oh, it's good.
So, reminder to all of our friends: if you haven't seen the Christmas concert, you really need to go back, and it's only on our website. Go back to that watch page and look for the Christmas concert in one of the categories. I forget what the category is. Special events, probably. What do you think, Eric? Is it in special events? Yeah. So special events on our watch page on our website, communitylv.org. Go to watch, or media library. Go to special events. Christmas concerts in there. You will not be disappointed.
No, absolutely fantastic, and I love that. And then I loved that in worship too. It felt like the music that was brought forth in worship itself at each of the services. That was wonderful too, and it's just like there was just wonderful to be a part of it all.
Yep, and one of the big surprises, if you came to the concert on Saturday night, which was the same as Sunday except for one thing, is in the between Saturday and Sunday morning, Andrew Wright of a nonprofit called Ava's Avengers reached out and wanted to present Keith Thompson with the Musical Hero Award that his nonprofit is 501c3 nonprofit awards, and it's a local award for folks who make a difference in music in our community, and so through Bruce Ewing, this award was going to be given, and we figured, where could we do it where other people get to share in that joy? It was the Weekend of Joy. And we said, let's do it at the Christmas concert. Keith Thompson knew nothing of this.
Yeah, I was going to ask if he
did not.
If he actually was surprised, and he certainly seemed to be.
As far as I know, the only people in the room were Bruce Ewing, myself, and Andrew Wright, who's the head of this.
I was surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
it was a surprise to me.
It all came together,
great.
and Keith received this award in front of the 2 p.m. Christmas concert audience, and he was deeply moved, and he didn't know it was coming. So,
but as as he was describing the award, though, it certainly fit Keith Thompson.
Absolutely. So that was kind of a fun little special thing at the end. The other thing, without naming names, of course, my wife invited some folks to the Christmas concert,
Mm-hmm.
and they actually came. You know, sometimes you invite people to stuff, and they may or may not show up.
Yep.
But a mother and her daughter were with us, both adult, and trying to show them all the wonderful, faithful things we do here at this church. And
Sure.
so they came, and we were able to sit them up front and let them experience the concert, and also the joy and the love and the inclusion that we have here. So I believe that they said yes to coming back on Christmas Eve.
Well, great.
So, we can use these events like a Christmas concert, like a Fifth Sunday, as a springboard into inviting them into other things that we do.
Mm-hmm.
It's about for lack of a better word, you ramp them up into worship, and maybe that's a bridge too far at the beginning, but come see a concert first.
Right.
Oh, did you like that?
Exactly.
How about this, right?
Exactly.
You use those opportunities to get people comfortable with who we are, and then you can make that last invite and say, we should come to church on Christmas, or you should come to church on Easter, or join me this weekend. And it becomes almost natural, because now they've been in the room, and it doesn't feel weird, and it doesn't feel awkward, like, oh, these folks are they're okay, right? They're not too weird.
And it does take that. People carry a lot of baggage from
Sure.
previous experiences at church, or whatever it might be. There's baggage people are carrying around with them, or just the thought of that, and the thought of the perhaps judgment, perhaps am I part of the in crowd? Am I part of the out crowd? Am I all of that stuff? It's all out there.
It's all out there.
And lingering and
we want to be
experience.
sensitive to that, and not necessarily always do a hard sell, for lack of a better way to put it. You just say, hey, you should come and check this out. And it's the very thing that that even some of the disciples used on future disciples. Come and see. That's all it was. Not come and join, not come and become a disciple. The line that Andrew said, just come and see. Yeah. And that can be a very easy, low-hanging fruit kind of invitation. Just come and see, and be a part of that. And so we did, and we have some folks coming connected to us on Christmas Eve, and I encourage you, as you know anybody, to invite someone to church for the holidays, because it's really an easy time that folks are more apt to say yes as well. So, so there is that. Are you ready for a Juno the dog update?
I am. How's Juno the puppy dog?
Juno the puppy dog yesterday, unfortunately. Thank you for putting up the pictures.
Okay.
Glad we had those in reserve. I'll have fresh ones soon. The last 100 camera shots on my phone are all dog pictures. She, unfortunately, has found her voice.
She has found her voice.
She has found her voice.
Yeah.
We thought, oh, what a quiet, good dog. That has ceased to be a reality in our household. That Juno now has a voice and likes using it.
And she likes to use it, too.
She likes to use it. So she has quickly become Miss Barky Pants in our household. Not at everything, but she certainly has no problem expressing herself vocally now. So we
likes
have
to speak
that.
up.
Yep. And so we have a little talker in the house, so which is not unheard of among the husky breed, and her being 60% husky now, we know that she's using her voice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
However, one of the fun things I encountered yesterday is she has picked up the same habit of two of our previous dogs, and I'll have to ask you if Gizmo does this. when we come in to the house, we always greet whoever's in the house. It could be a
Okay.
human being, it could be an animal,
Yeah.
and you greet whoever's in the house. And usually, the standard greeting among anyone is hi.
Yes.
So
Okay.
so
yeah.
we say hi to anybody who's in the house. You know, my dad, my mother-in-law, Juno, the puppy dog.
Yes. Yeah.
And yes, just yesterday, Juno responded with, which is the dog version of hi. I had two other dogs in my life that when I came home and said hi, it was kind of a high-pitched yawn, but we realized that that's the dog responding and saying hi
Okay.
because they only did it when we came in and we greeted them. And so both Katie Dog, our Skipper Key, and our Husky Trinity, they both would do that high-pitched kind of yawn when we came in and said hi, and Juno did it yesterday. So Juno's
Huh.
already saying hi to us when we come home.
Saying hi.
Yeah. Does
Yeah.
Gizmo do a yawn / kind of noise when you come home and say
Well,
hi?
we come home and we say hi.
Yeah.
Gizmo's usually running in.
Yeah.
Just to see
Charging it.
where everybody's at.
Yeah.
And is usually pretty excited to see us. And so
Yeah.
it just
You have to look for
Gizmo's
that.
not a big
Vocal?
not a big speaker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lucky
So,
you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lucky you. So anyways,
So-
Juno has picked up from, I guess, her ancestors. would
For
be-
her from her ancestors.
From her ancestors to
Mhm.
say hi when you come in. So we'll see if that becomes a normal
We'll
thing.
see.
But she started using the
that
dog
that
greeting in
same
our house.
greeting.
Yeah, of hi when we come in, and doesn't you do it any other time because we don't say hi any other time.
Well, I wonder.
Yeah.
I'll have to pay attention to Gizmo. See.
Yeah. But I'll give
See
you an
what's going
update
on
to
there.
see if she continues on with the responding to the hi.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
So
wow.
yeah, it took us. It was probably with our first dog, Katie. It probably was a year of her doing that before we realized she was actually saying hi back to us because she only did it when we came in the house.
Huh.
And so now I'm obviously accustomed that we had Katie for 18 years. That when I saw it yesterday with Juno, I'm like, she just said hi.
Well, how about
So,
that?
Yeah, how about that, huh?
Well,
So that is the update at the house on Juno the dog.
Juno liking feeling comfortable wandering around the whole house and
You know, so originally she would stay kind of in the living room area, which is in the back of the house by the kitchen, which we have two couches that are like an L shaped, so it's almost like a big playpen, you know, with TV on the wall. And she was like making her home there, and it was like that was enough real estate for her. And
just stay right there.
just kind of stay right there. And then over the weekend, when one of us would head back to the bedroom to grab something, all of a sudden she's like, well, even though she sleeps, you know, in the bedroom, she doesn't go there during the day. She started following us, like, so she's starting to expand her footprint.
Exploring a little bit more.
Yep, exploring a little bit more and expanding her footprint. So, yep, she's getting more and more comfortable
deal.
and likes to, I guess, drop down in that play stance with the two legs down and her back end up, you know, the play
Oh,
stance,
yeah.
and go rah rah, and so
Wants to play.
wants to play. So and she'll jump too. She'll bounce like. So she's actually feeling very at home.
Yes.
There's no concern of whether or not she like feels comfortable or
It
is
seems like she's feeling comfortable.
like not unsure at all.
Okay.
So I think we're good.
Well, that's a good puppy update.
Yep. Other than the puppy biting, which those, if you didn't know, puppy teeth are like needles,
Wow.
and
yeah.
yeah, so they're like needle teeth, and so the whole training her to only bite her toys, and not meanly.
Her friends.
Yeah, not meanly, but like, oh, you're here. I just I want to
Yeah.
taste you, you know. And,
Yeah.
And you go, no, let's keep that with the toys and not with the people, and you know, that sort of thing. So we're that comes with puppy territory though. so
Puppies.
yeah.
There you go.
it is. So that's the update there. Other than that, I think all is good.
All is good. Okay.
So let's go back to Sunday. to a great song, not a Christmas song, but a great song that was at 11 o'clock, and we've used this song in worship off and on for the
Yeah,
past couple
we
of years.
certainly have.
And it is a good song to remind us of who we belong to and whether or not we feel the same belonging on our end as God feels towards us. So, with that, let's go back to 11 o'clock on Sunday. Let's take a listen, and we'll talk about it when we come back.
Wanted something to call my own. I was tired of being alone. I went looking for beautiful, and I saw you, so beautiful, yeah. But I settled down in a house of sand. Storm came and I could not stand. Felt like Jesus took my hand. It was beautiful. I'm yours and you're mine till the end of time. Sweeter than water, sweeter than wine. Feels so good to know that you are mine. You are mine.
Some days I am so afraid, like I'm living inside a cage. Hear you calling out my name, and I wanna fly, yeah.
What does it feel?
An open field, can't believe how good this feels. Hallelujah, God is real and I'm alive.
I'm yours and you're mine till the end of time. Sweeter than water, sweeter than wine. Feels so good to know that you are mine. Something like a miracle, something supernatural.
You would choose to love someone like me. I am yours, and you are.
I'm yours and you're mine till the end of time. Sweeter than water, sweeter than wine. Feels so good to know that you are mine. You are
You
I didn't know if we were ever coming back. I thought,
It's a good one to end on.
yeah,
It's a
I
great song.
Had time to take a nap there. It's not sure what the minion was up to back there, but gotta wake up a little bit back there in the tech booth, taking a little nap.
Naps are nice.
I know, but not during a broadcast.
Well, it's Christmas.
Oh, so you'll love this, everybody. He was distracted because he was talking to his boss about how he missed a specific shot on a camera. So he's talking about missing a shot when he misses a shot. That is the definition of irony right there, my friend.
Irony.
There, yeah, irony. Yeah.
Wow.
True story. Hashtag true story. Right there.
Wow. Wow.
How about that, huh?
How about it?
Yeah, just all of that takes away the mojo of the song we were just about ready to transition to talk about. And instead, we went to dead air, right? Just dead air. What do you think, Pastor Brian?
I'm all right with it.
Okay.
Yep.
Good enough.
Yep. I'm all right with
We'll
it.
just keep going. Yeah, we'll just keep going.
I think we should.
So the song is called "Mine" by We the Kingdom 2022, and they do a really kind of great music in the sense of it's very I wouldn't call it gritty, but it's just like down to earth praise music.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I really like them. And in
Yeah.
this song, we hear these themes, and I've picked 3 that I want to share with you today. 1 is I belong, and 2 is I am free, and 3 is I am special. I thought about kind of a theme to kind of carry us through. And
sure.
so first of all, you think about I belong. And Isaiah 43, verse 1, there's more to this verse. I'm just going to share the core of it, though. It says, God says, "Fear not, for I have redeemed you. I have summoned you by name, and you are mine." The end. You are mine. I belong.
Yep.
And as I was thinking about this theme of belonging, God saying, you are mine, I think the issue is less the truth, as in bedrock, foundational, as a person of faith, we belong to God. I think that the struggle is on the other end, the human side, where we are less apt to say, I belong to Jesus. I belong to God. I'm God's child.
Yeah.
It is a truth. Yeah, you belong, you're a part of God's family. We talk about this, and I think the struggle is the human connection to say, I'm a part of God's family.
That I belong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that, living in this world where we're constantly bombarded with what do we have to do to be included with this group?
Yeah.
What groups are we excluded of?
Yeah.
And we're constantly just geared to thinking that way. What do we do? How do we look? What are we all about? And so to get one where God has already said it and it's done.
It's done.
It doesn't always transfer.
We don't always accept that. And it might be so nuanced where somebody's unsure. They might say things like, oh yeah, well, we belong to God, like a royal we, right?
Right.
Or yes, I'm a part of a church, but to come down and say it and believe it, but no, I am a child of God.
There's a difference there, right?
Right.
There's a
You're
difference in
just
saying,
owning
yeah,
that.
I know God's at the church and I know
Right.
God's with all
And
of us
I
here.
want to be there.
But you're not just along for the ride.
Right.
I've summoned you by name and you are mine.
You are mine. And to turn around and say, yeah, I belong to God.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's a struggle. It's almost like I'm close to that. I'm at the door, but I haven't walked through the threshold. And whatever that mental block is, or heart block, that stops you just shy of saying, no, I know God says I belong to Him, but for you to say, no, I belong to God, complete that circuit. And sometimes we struggle with that. And so I really, really would love for you to think about, do you claim your identity as a child of God? Do you own that and are willing to articulate that and not be lukewarm about, I think I am, or I hope I am, but just say, no,
Right.
no. If God's made this proclamation that I have redeemed you, I've summoned you by name, and you are mine, then that is a settled issue, but have you settled that in your heart?
Yeah, and to really take that question seriously.
Take it seriously.
Because, I mean, we might even say it. We might even say, oh, yeah, I know this, and then just kind of really put it down. We're really just saying the words and not taking it to heart.
Taking it to heart. And sometimes it is about moving it from up here in our brains and letting it drop down into here into
Yes.
our hearts and know that.
Absolutely.
So I guess maybe my challenge for you is if you haven't said that or you don't really own that yet, is really to take that time and to think about, no, I do belong to God. I am His. I've been redeemed. I've been called by name. He knows you as an individual, not as, oh, you're one of those community Lutheran church people. Like, it's bigger than that. And to be able to say, yeah, I'm God's child. I belong to Him. I think that would strengthen your connection to Him by just owning that. And
Yeah.
so chew on that for a little bit. So first of all, I belong. Now, secondly, how about I am free? Because there's so much that binds us down, and sometimes we are our own worst enemies in binding ourselves with guilt and shame and embarrassment, and to know that you are free from your past and you are free from what others put on you, but also what you bind yourself to as well. And very familiar passage. Jesus is talking about this, and he brings it up, and he talks about it. And believe it or not, when he talks about this, it makes people mad.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so John chapter 8. Jesus replied, I tell you the truth. Everyone who sins is a slave to sin. Now, a slave has no permanent place in the family, but a son belongs to it forever. So if the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed.
Both themes come up right there. You hear that? You know,
Yeah.
if you're a slave to sin, and back in those days, the cultural understanding of slavery, which is wrong, but it was a part of that day, you know, you're not a part of that household. You are owned, but you don't belong. But he says, but if a child of the family belongs, I belong to it forever. So he says, look, if you're no longer a slave to sin, you then are therefore adopted into the family. And if the son, an actual legitimate heir, it declares you as a part of the family, sets you free, you are free indeed. So I belong and I am free. And I guess you could argue theologically that you would begin with being set free to then be a part of that family, right? I mean, you could theologically, I mean, so I'm not going to get into that, like, as that's really important in this moment, but
Yeah.
to understand that being freed from sin, and, you know, we talk about being captive to sin and that we cannot free ourselves, well, then somebody else has to do it for us. That's what it means. And so we turn to the one who actually does that very thing on the cross, and through our understanding of biblical knowledge of sacrifice from the Hebrew Bible, the Old Testament, we know that blood is the currency in which God provides atonement, that is bringing us together, and that it is Jesus, the Son of God, who provides that atonement to cover the damage of sin that we do to ourselves and to others, and therefore we are set free because Jesus does the thing we cannot do for ourselves, and therefore we are free, and we have been invited to be in the family of God.
And just to, I mean, it's that same thing. Take that in. That's the words of
Take it in,
Jesus.
right?
What Jesus is saying to each one of us.
So if there's something in your life that has like been gnawing at you, it's guilt, it's embarrassment, you keep holding on to it, you keep playing that movie in your head of that thing, well, Jesus says, well, if I've set you free, you are free indeed. So don't go back and rehash that thing. And don't keep living in the past.
Yeah.
It's time to let it go.
Yep.
Let it go and move forward. So you belong and you are free. And now you are special. From Psalm 139, verse 14, great psalm. The first half of that psalm is all about how God knows you so well and is watching over you. Love the psalm. But in this one section, Psalm 139, verse 14, the psalmist says, I praise you, God, because I am fearfully and wonderfully made, and your works are wonderful. And I know that full well. So we might say, oh, you know, look at the beautiful sunset. Look at the beautiful mountains, and in any direction here in the valley, we can see mountains. when the sun's hitting them at sunset and the great relief of the shadows, or the snow up there on the spring mountains at Mount Charleston.
Yep.
And you see that and you say, well, that is, wonderfully made. It is beautiful. Or being on the beach and the waves crashing in, and having a sense of God's divine power in the crashing of the waves and the enormity of it all. But then when it comes to you, you may not say that about yourself, right?
Yeah.
And
Right.
here the
Once again, it's that
psalmist-
same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that we become our own worst enemies sometimes in some of this. And I don't mean that as a judgment thing, but man, we beat ourselves up so much, or we exclude ourselves. And you might look at somebody else and say, they're, fearfully and wonderfully made because of all of their whatever. And then you look at yourself and you go, I'm okay,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. That's
And-
just the way it goes.
Right. And we compare ourselves, which then takes us out of that understanding of that I am fearfully and wonderfully made. And the psalmist takes it a step further, and he says, your works, God, are wonderful, including me, right?
Yeah.
And this isn't about an ego trip or an oversized sense of entitlement here, but it's like just that reminder that I too am fearfully and wonderfully made. I'm special. You are special in God's eyes. We got to hold on to that. And I think that is important, because I know we struggle with that at times in our identity. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's go back, right? You belong, you are free, and you are special. Those are three statements that you can take to the bank, because all three of those are true in God's eyes.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
So we're glad you joined us today. Philip had to go out of town on some family business, and so he will not be with us today or Thursday. So there is no musical closing, but we hope tomorrow at noon Pacific time, if you're somewhere else, you can join us online for our last Advent worship in the chapel at noon. And the reminder on that is it is the last one, because a week from Wednesday is Christmas Eve. And I got voted down when I said, let's have a morning Advent service, and then we'll turn around and do Christmas. Nobody's like, we're not doing that. So
Tomorrow will be the last.
tomorrow will be last. So
Yes.
we'd love for you to join us, though, because we will continue to explore joy a little bit.
Absolutely.
So
That'll
we
be
hope
great.
you have a great rest of your day. God bless you. We love you, and have a great day. Bye-bye.